Andy, the Premiership Cup starts this weekend. From your point of view, how important is this sort of competition for player development?
It's a really good competition for all the clubs, particularly for us, with the younger age group players that we have coming through and the importance of the academy. But also for the players that haven't played in the first team this year, it's their opportunity to wear the Bath shirt and to perform for Bath and to put a stake in the ground to say that they're ready to play in the Premiership, they're ready to play in the Champions Cup, and it's about each player when they get an opportunity to take that opportunity and show that all the training they've been doing has been worthwhile, and they put it into their performances over the next 3 weeks.
Obviously, some of those players have been out on the odd loan here and there, will be playing for Bath Union Bucks, so for them it's also an opportunity to go out there and play in the blue, black and white or for Bath Rugby as opposed to their the loan club or the uni. And
that's what we enjoyed about the Edinburgh game. The Edinburgh game was great for us because the players could put the Bath shirt on, play at the Rec, and it was really exciting for them, and I thought it was a great game of rugby as well, and I think that's the key for this. The leadership is important, and Ewan Richards taking the lead is vital for the group, and he led really well in the Edinburgh game. But also I think for young players being able to play together and grow in the Bath shirt I think is important, to play with their mates. But they've been doing all this training for months now, and to get this opportunity to play I think is huge for all of them.
We'll obviously touch on some of the players that we might expect to see, but obviously you're going to lead up as head coach for the campaign. But can you just bring us up to speed a little bit on what other coaches are going to be involved in the team that's going to take on the Prem Cup?
Yeah, I take an overseeing role, and that's just to give a little bit of my experience. But sort of the main coaching will be done by Ryan Davis, leading on the attack. Mark Lilly will do the defence, and Luke Charteris will do the line out and the forward play. So it's great for them to be given the opportunity to coach, and so I think they're really looking forward to it. They're excited about that opportunity to coach in the for a Bath team.
We've obviously seen in years gone by the Prem Cup or Anglo Welsh even further back on some of the players that's made their debut in that competition has gone on to now play senior rugby, if not international. You took up Josh Bayliss, Miles Reid, Tom Glanville, some of them at the club now. So how important is it that those players are there that can show the players that's going to go on and play Prem Cup that this is a platform and this is a development league that's going to deliver them for years to come?
Yeah, the players that you just talked about have really grown over the years, and I can remember a number of them playing. I came and watched the games, and it's great for their families to see the rise that they have. But it's a stepping stone, and that's the vital part about this competition. It's a stepping stone for players. One, to get their first taste of playing for Bath, or secondly, to back up on the performances that they have had, and put themselves forward to be selected in the first team in the Premiership. And that's the aim of all these players, is to get selected in the Premiership. We've got some real quality in the group. That's borne out by the squad that we're going to be selecting. And I think what is important for us is that we play for the jersey, we play for each other, and the players really enjoy playing together as well. And I think our training has improved over the last year, with the squad working really hard to test the first team when the first team been selected. Now this is the opportunity for these players to really go out and perform.
You mentioned there about quality players. A lot of these players are on the fringe, maybe even make their debut or even pushing into the Premiership team. So what sort of players can we expect to see? We've already seen a lot of them in that Cardiff game and the United game against Edinburgh. So what sort of players can we expect to see in this competition?
There'll be that mix of young players. We've got an average age against Edinburgh of 20.5, which was exceptional for us, showing that we are looking to develop young players. So Ewan Richards will lead the side, but Harvey Cookson will get his first opportunity to play. Arthur Green will back up on the performances that he had last year. And in the backs, we've got Will Parry coming back from injury, who's been playing at Doncaster. He gets an opportunity. So right across the board, there's the second, third year academy players really going to get this chance. But I hope a number of the first year academy players will get an opportunity as well. And sort of one of note who's been playing really well for Bath University is Kepu. He's been on fire whenever he touches the ball, and sort of when he gets this chance playing in the Prem Cup, we hope that he can perform the same way.
You obviously mentioned some of the players there, but you always got the likes of Lou Hennessy, Ian Davis. You mentioned Arthur Green. They're all under-20s internationals. Arthur Green winning the 20s World Cup recently and under Six Nations. So these players are coming in, having proven what they can do at the age grade level. So it's now the next step to show what they can do and what their skill set is.
And they've proven it when they've played for Bath against Cardiff. What they did in the warm-up games last year, a number of the Prem Cup games last year, Arthur Green played really well. Louis Hennessy's had a number of really good performances, and I've enjoyed whenever he's come off the bench in the first team how he's performed. I think the group are really looking forward to this, and with the family bond that's here now at the club, I think the opportunity to go out and play is something that they're really going to enjoy. We're not going to put any pressure on them in terms of the way that we're going to play. The important is to understand our all-round pressure game that we have, and to replicate the way that we're trying to play in the Premiership. And I think that's the key for us, is that everything we ask the players to do, I believe they're good enough to do. And there will be the odd mistakes that are occurring, but it's then about that mentality of understanding how to do your job and understand it's all about the next task. And I think in training, we've seen the boys really step up, and a lot of the training sessions have been fiercely contested, and hopefully the players take that feeling and competitive edge onto the rugby field against Ampthill.
You already mentioned Kepu there about playing for the university, so this is touched on that partnership. A lot of these players are going to come on and play in the Prep Cup are game ready because they've been playing in the Bucks. So let's talk about that partnership and how important the Bucks League is for these players' development and making them ready to go on and make their debut, play for the club, and go on and play in the Prem Cup.
Yeah, for all young players, they want to be playing rugby, and any outlet that we can get for them to play is hugely important. So if they're not playing championship rugby, and we don't have a championship club in our region, if they're not playing championship rugby, the Bucks League is a brilliant league for us to use the players to go and play for Bath University. A number of players have played at Durham University as well, in Leeds. To get that experience of playing. When they come to play for Bath, that they're game ready. And I think that's the vital part of this. It's very easy to do all this training, but you need to get yourself game ready. And rugby is one of those games that when you get those first contacts, you can do all the running you want, but when you get the contacts, when you get the hits coming in, when you go get off the floor and run, it takes a lot out of your body. And the players that we found that have been playing consistently are the ones that have had matches over the number of weeks, and that's why we put the Edinburgh game in, was to enable as many of the players to get as much rugby as possible in the lead up to the Premiership Cup.
So it's an exciting time. A lot of the players are either previous age grade internationals or soon to be age grade internationals, but we've got a couple already in the 20 squad to come. So from your point of view, how excited are you get to see this group of players go out and play together as a friends group firstly, but also as players that can show you what you can do with what they can do?
I think it's sort of it's for any young player getting an opportunity to play rugby, it's always enjoyable to see how they perform, and you also see the highs and the lows for some players. You see the mistakes happen, and I think that it's important to see the resilience that these players have, of if they have made a mistake, how they come back from that in the game, because nobody has a perfect game, and everybody will be making mistakes. But and I think when I look at the best role model we have at the club is Finn Russell, in the way that he's able to focus on the next task and not allow anything to knock his performance down. And I think seeing that in the way that Finn carries himself, and what I'm hoping is the players have learnt from that, and they're able to deal with the pressure of the game, deal with the pressure of the scoreboard, but also sort of to apply as much pressure in whether we're attacking or defending on the three teams that we're playing against this month, to get really excited about doing that. And one of the key things we always look for is the unseen work of players. And there's some really good highlights of players diving over the line and scoring, but it's a 15-man game, and the work of players off the ball to get in support, the work of players to clear rucks, the work to get off the floor and get in the line when defending. Those little things are the keys to winning rugby matches, and that's what we're looking for from the players this next month. Is that it's all in their control. We know that they can do it, and it's about delivering it when they play in the bar shirt.
Obviously, all gets under the way this weekend with Ambertill. Obviously, another Championship team in there is Bedford. We might not know too much about Ambertill and Bedford from the outside in, but what might you expect from the two teams?
Well, I know quite a bit about Bedford because I used to coach against them when I was coaching at Bristol in the Championship, and playing in Bedford is a lovely place to go and play. A bit of a slope on the pitch, but 3,000 or 4,000 will go and watch each home game, so they have a really good travelling support. They've got a great owner who's kept the club going for many years, and a number of Saracens, Northampton players have played for Bedford over the years, and so they've had a really good history in the Championship. Ambertill I don't know a lot about. They've just been promoted over the last couple of years, but it's a community club, and it's going to be really good for us to go and see what a community club is like. There will be a really good support. But the person I do know at Ambertill is their head coach, Paul Turner, who I've coached against but also played against for England against Wales many years ago. He was the fly half, I was the flanker, and he has always had lots of tricks up his sleeve in the way that he's played. He was a bit of a magician in the way that he played fly half, and the way his teams play, they always come up with the odd new play, come up with something, some bit of trickery. So we can expect that when we go to Ambertill.
Obviously, sandwiched in between those two games is Bristol. Yes, it's Prem Cup, but it's still a derby for these players, so it might be a different sort of game that these players might have to adapt to in that sort of situation.
And we just have to remember what happened the last time Bristol came to the Rec a couple of weeks ago. And I think that's we can't hide away from that. The Bristol played really well that day. We know the challenge that's going to be there for that game, but any Bristol Bath game is a cracking game of rugby, and that game was a cracking game of rugby which Bristol deserved to win in the way that they played.
Perfect. Well, thanks for the interview, Andy. All the best for the campaign. We look forward to seeing all these players along the next quarters.